I'm 25 now, but this happened when I was 17. Back then, I was living with my dad and his wife, Candace. My mom passed away when I was 12. Dad got remarried less than 2 years later, and by the time I turned 15, I was living with them full-time. Candace had a daughter named Willow, and she was the same age as me. We even went to the same high school. Willow and I weren't enemies or anything, but we weren't friends either. We existed in the same space, kept things polite, and mostly stayed out of each other's way. It wasn't personal. It was just easier. Candace didn't seem interested in pushing us to bond either. She treated us like two totally different categories of people under the same roof. The differences started small. If Willow asked for something, the answer was usually sure or let's see. If I asked for the same thing, it became a conversation about responsibility or priorities. Sometimes Candace said no outright. Other times, she'd say something like, "That's something your father should handle." But when I went to my dad, he usually just shrugged it off. He wasn't confrontational. I think he wanted to keep the peace more than he wanted to step up. It really came to a head the spring of our senior year. My school was throwing a big prom. It was a big deal, formal venue, DJ, food, the works. Most girls were already planning their dresses, makeup, and group photos. I wasn't asking for some designer label or anything. I just wanted to feel included. I asked Candace if she could help me buy a dress. Just a dress. That's all I wanted. She didn't even think about it. She said, "Buying you a prom dress isn't my financial responsibility." That sentence still sticks with me even now. She didn't say she couldn't afford it. She didn't say we needed to wait until payday or look at clearance racks. She flat out said it wasn't her job. I went to my dad that night. He was watching some sports recap and barely looked up. I told him what Candace said and asked if he could help instead. He rubbed his face, sighed, and said, "Let's not start anything over one night. It's just prom." Meanwhile, Candace took Willow to 3 different boutiques. I know because I overheard them planning it and saw the shopping bags later. Willow tried on everything from sequins to silk, even though she hadn't picked a dress yet. They were just exploring options. When I asked if they found anything, Candace said, "We've got time. It's fun seeing what suits her." That's when it hit me. There was no money problem. The problem was me. I picked up more shifts at the cafe down the street. Minimum wage, after school, weekends, sometimes double shifts. I was trying to save up whatever I could. Shoes, accessories, hair. It was all a stretch. But none of that mattered because I didn't have a dress. There was one dress I saw in the window of a boutique on Main. Navy blue satin, a high-slit, embroidered neckline, sleeveless, with just enough shimmer to catch the light without looking tacky. I stopped by the window every time I passed, but it was way out of my budget. Even if I saved every tip I got, I wouldn't get close. I didn't go to prom. Willow did, of course. She looked beautiful. She had her hair professionally done and wore a cream-colored mermaid gown with a matching clutch. There was a photo shoot in the backyard with Candace holding a ring light and directing poses. I stayed upstairs. No one asked where I was. After graduation, I left. I didn't make a big scene. I moved into a dorm, took out loans, and started building my life. I didn't visit often. My relationship with my dad faded into the occasional birthday text. I never visited for holidays. I didn't expect them to either. It was clean, distant, and quiet. Then last week, something unexpected happened. Willow messaged me. It took me a second to even realize it was her. Her profile picture was different. She looked more grown up. She said she was getting ready for her own senior prom and needed some advice. Apparently, Candace told her to reach out to me. She said I might have time to take her dress shopping. I read that message 3 times. Same Candace who told me I wasn't her financial responsibility. Same Candace who